Alrighty, boys. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about what version of Carson Wentz do the Washington Commanders need to show up in 2022 to be successful. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. We're ever so close, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So what version of Carson Wentz do we need to be successful? You got 2016 rookie Wentz. You got 2017 MVP season Wentz, if he didn't tear his ACL. You got 2018 Wentz, who was solid. You got 2019 Wentz, who led Greg Ward, led receiving corps to the playoffs. And if it wasn't for Jadeveon Clowney injuring this man, they probably win that game in the playoffs in the wild card round. Then in 2020, you had terrible Wentz. Debacle, dysfunctional, terrible. We got a piece of him in week one. And that was pretty much how the rest of his season went. Injuries, Jalen Hurts situation. Then got traded in 2020 offseason to the Indianapolis Colts. And this past season for the Colts, he was solid. He played well enough for that team to go to the postseason, although they missed out on the postseason because that team down the stretch didn't play well, including Carson Wentz. Okay, but that doesn't take the fact away that he had a solid season. So what version of Wentz do we need here in Washington to be successful, to make the playoffs, to make it run in the NFC this year? Let's look at the stats per season before I give my personal opinion. So in 2016, he threw for 3,782 yards, 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. 17, he threw for 3,296 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. That was the MVP year that he should have won. 2018, he had 3,074 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2019, the year he led Greg Ward and those boys to the playoffs, he threw for the most yards that he threw for us in his career. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So he played at a very high level. His 2019 season was better than his 2018 season. And then in 2020, he had the terrible year where he threw for 2,620 yards, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. And this past year, he played solid again. The numbers could be deceiving just because they had a dominant run game, so he really didn't have to work for that much. But that still doesn't discredit from the fact that he threw for 3,563 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. So when you look at these stats, man, per season, besides 2020, I would literally take any version of Carson Wentz. Maybe his rookie season, I would like to see less picks, because he was 16 and 14, but I don't think he's going to return to that because he was a rookie. The only reason why he had that, again, 16-14 rookie year, 16-15 2020, but we know 2020 was a terrible year for him, man. Everything around the injuries, the dysfunction with the Jalen Hurts thing, the mental thing, we know that. But other than that, this guy's 21-7, 27-7. 33-7, 27-7 again last year. I would literally take 2019 Wentz. And 2019 Wentz was good. Like, that was his best year. So maybe that's even asking for too much, because even though he went 33-7 his 2017 year, in 2019 he really was better. He threw for a couple more touchdowns in 2017, but in 2019 he was 27-7, and he threw for 4,000 yards. Was he, trying to think back to that 19 season, was he in the MVP conversation? Because now that's about to blow me. Who won 2019 MVP for the NFL? Was it Brady? Oh, no, Lamar. Okay. Yeah, Lamar deserved it that year. Okay. Yeah, Lamar, because he was on the cover of Madden 20. Yeah, okay. Lamar won it. Rightfully deserving. Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Big fan of Lamar. But 4K yard. Maybe I got my years mixed up, which would have been 19, because he threw for 4,019, and then that means he should have qualified for the MVP race in 2020. I don't know. But he had a hell of a year. And honestly, bro, I would prefer to have 2019 wins over any of these wins, but shoot, give me 2021 wins where he went 27 for 7, and again, those numbers could be a little deceiving because of the dominant run game he had. I literally would be fine with it. Like, we don't need Wentz to be super dominant. Now, how great would that be? That would be amazing if he was 33 and 7 Wentz. You know, but with the talent on this roster at the receiving core, at the running back position, and with the offensive line being really solid, we don't need Wentz to be Superman. We just need Wentz to be good. Like, we need Wentz to be that quarterback that's going to, I wouldn't say a game manager because we need more than a game manager, but we just need a guy that's going to go out there and do his job. He doesn't have to do too much. Just show up, do your job, and we're going to win football games. That's how talented this roster is on the offensive side of the ball now, with Terry McLaurin, with Jahan Dotson, with Curtis Samuel, with Cam Sims, with De'Ami Brown, with Dax Milne, with Antonio Gibson, with J.D. McKissick, Brian Robinson, Jared Patterson. With the talent on this offense, man, Wentz 33 and 7 would be amazing, but just give me 27 and 7 Wentz. You know, even 21 and 7 Wentz. I'm fine with that. You know, like, this team is now good to the point where we don't need a quarterback to come in here and curry us. Like, in years past, we needed a quarterback to come curry us, but we didn't have that. But now this team is good on both sides of the ball. You know, defense, I'm going to even say this. I don't need my defense to be as dominant as we once needed them to be in 2020. How great would that be if they returned back to that 2020 form? That would be amazing. But again, going back to that 2020 season when the defense was so good, we didn't have nothing on offense besides Terry and Antonio Gibson. But, and I'm not saying I don't need the defense to be good. I need them to be good. In fact, great, because that would be amazing that both sides of the ball is really good. What I'm saying is we don't have to rely heavily on this defense to be super, super good anymore because the talent on this offense is amazing now with Carson Wentz at the helm, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't need the defense to be good, but we're not dying for them to return back to 2020. That would be amazing if they did. But we don't necessarily need this team or this defense to turn back to 2020. Now, I'm not saying they need to be like they played last year. They need to be good regardless, but we're not in desperate need for them to be 2020 defense. Again, that would be amazing. But with this team, with the talent on both sides of the ball, all I need is 21 and 7 from Wentz. 27 and 7 from this past year. 27 and 7 from 19. That'd be amazing. But if I get 18 wins, 21 and 7, this team winning the division. It's no reason we shouldn't. It's no reason we shouldn't, man. But yeah, that's all I got for you boys and girls today. What version of Carson Wentz do you think we need in Washington to be successful? 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Again, it would be great to get 33 and 7, but I don't think he's going to be 33 and 7 Wentz. I'm realistically seeing 21 and 7 Wentz. 27 and 7 Wentz, what he threw last year, cool. You know, but again, Carson Wentz, I'm starting to be a believer. I ain't going to lie. At first, I was like, now I'm starting to believe, as you guys can tell. So yeah, man, let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. What version of Carson Wentz do you think we need to be successful here in Washington in 2022? As always, it's me, Boy Juangotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.